Dire Team ban. Radiant Team ban.
Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 3 of Senix.DOTA versus ASDF Dota. This is going to be the third game in an epic best-of-5 series. Game 1 was super close, but Senix just started to squeak it out after, you know, making themselves pull through in a couple of really epic team fights. It was all execution. They managed to snag it back and got themselves a lead that surmounted in an ultimate victory. Game number 2, 80-minute bout. Teams just slugging back and forth, but once again, Senix Esports just barely managed to have enough push potential to crack base on a couple of special occasions, and it was just enough that ASDF could not play on the defensive for as long as they needed to. So Senix Esports up 2-0 in this best of 5, so this could potentially be match point. If they take this one, they take the AD2L Season 8 Grand Finals and $110, I believe, going straight into their pockets, into their beer money fund. So let's hop over to the draft. If I'm a little bit distracted here, please forgive me. I'm trying to figure out if my stats guy got into the broadcast channel. Oh shit, okay. Alright. My stats guy did not get into the broadcast channel.
Radiant Team pick. Seconds remaining.
Alright, so hopefully we'll get that sorted out, but let's talk about the picks while we got them up. Oh, actually, let's hit up Twitter real quick too, because I want more people in here. There we go. Sending out the tweets. Let's do it. Alright, so back to the draft. Storm Spirit, Leshrac, Winter Wyvern, Bounty Hunter, all banned out. Winter Wyvern has gotten through in the first 2 games instead of banning the Tusk. Well, actually, okay, they banned the Tusk the second game, and the first game, instead, they banned the Gyro. But this game, Gyro, Tusk, and Undying all make it through and are picked up in the first 3 picks. We got Tusk picked up first for Senix, and then followed up very shortly thereafter by the Undying Gyrocopter. Now you get those 2 heroes on a team together, and things start to get a little bit ugly. Whoa! That's a Phage guy insulting me in chat? I don't know if I'm honored or disgusted. Get out of my chat, you filthy monster. Anyways, so yeah, Queen of Pain the follow-up for Senix. I think that's probably. Oh, wait a second, interesting. So Lena was in the pool, and they opted to go for the Queen of Pain instead. Almost 100% of the time in this exact scenario, I would have gone for the Lena. I mean, Lena has so much potential for killing the Tombstone just because of Fiery Soul. I mean, your attack speed gets up so quick that you can just melt the Tombstone. Like, you don't have to waste a lot of time, and you can get the entire set of zombies off your team. As well, you've got that huge nuke, which is arguably stronger than the Sonic Wave. Obviously, the Sonic Wave is AoE, but that Laguna Blade, using that to shut down the Gyro when he's got that BKB active, is hugely important. So I'm actually a little bit curious as to why the Queen of Pain, maybe just a comfort thing, maybe they're... maybe Aiko just feels like he would be a little bit better on the Queen of Pain than he would on the Lena. But either way, they banned that out after picking Quap. So there really are no great Quap counters. We might see an SF come out here for ASDF. I think that would actually be a very smart choice for them. Combos well with the Undying, and once again, I mean, they ran the Gyrocopter SF in the last game as well, and it worked very well for them despite the loss. So that's something that we should keep an eye out for. But Darkseer, Juggernaut, TA, and Lena all banned out here. Earthshaker going to be the pickup for ASDF. All right.
Team pick.
I like the Earthshaker. He does really well against the Tusk Snowball because it's an ability that innately groups up the team that Tusk is in, which allows Earthshaker to get a lot of good, you know, if not a great Echo Slam, then just a good fissure off from a distance. So he's really good for that, and of course, you know, he's great with the Gyrocopter in lane, especially you get that fissure off, and there's a Rocket Barrage to follow it, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, things get loaded up.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Alright, so dipping into the reserve time a little bit, thinking about this pick. There's 2 strength heroes on the other side of the board and not a ton of CC. Obviously the Earthshaker's got quite a bit of stuns, but the Undying and the Gyrocopter are relatively light for it, so perhaps a Timbersaw here. I really like the Timbersaw. It offers a lot of AoE potential, and it's a very mobile hero, which works well with Tusk and Queen of Pain. I mean, you've got a lot of movement potential. Now, of course, he would have to either share that role with that offlane role with Tusk, or he would have to boot him from it completely, and then you'd end up with a Tusk Rubik combo, which may not be the greatest support duo. But you know, we'll see what the choice is. Like I said, I think Timbersaw is a great hero that is a little bit undervalued in this meta, but maybe not the best pick for this situation, despite you know, despite the obvious upsides that I said, like the, you know, strength heroes with not a lot of CC. Now the Shadow Fiend is, as I mentioned, going to get picked up here. They want to play the SF against the Quap, which is usually a one matchup for Quap, but you know, if you can get your Earthshaker to rotate in, maybe harass out the Quap a little bit, give you a fissure into a raise, you know, etc., drop her health down nice and low, you can do a lot of work with SF. It's kind of the same as we saw in game number 1, where it was Alina versus the SF, and you know, instead of actually, was that game 1 or game 2? I think that was game 2. Yeah, I can't tell. Game 2 was so long I can't remember past it. But either way, I mean, we saw the Shadow Fiend being, you know, he got babysit a little bit, and you know, once he got to levels 3, 4, 5, and could start raising down waves efficiently, he just roamed off to the jungle, and the Lena's kill potential just kind of evaporated. Ugh. I told myself I wasn't going to drink a Monster tonight. Like, I'm trying to cut back on the amount of Monster I drink, just because it's like, I don't know, it is so good for energy. I never realized how good it was before I started drinking it, but I'm also starting to realize that it's like really bad for you. Like, so much sugar, it's so much just like, it like makes me feel crappy the next day after I drink a Monster. It's like, I don't know. So I've been like trying to cut back, but that second game just had to go to 80 minutes and be so epic that it wore me out of all my energy, and now I'm like, alright, I need that kick in the pants. I need my fix.
Radiant team pick.
So it's back to the substance abuse, I guess. But either way, Crystal Maiden and Dazzle are both going to be banned out here. Senix has last banned Crystal Maiden in every single game this series, and I don't know if it's just them knowing ASDF. Maybe ASDF does this a lot, or maybe it's just they think that a CM would fit all of these drafts. But I mean it would. Like, the CM is a very, very good pick, but I don't know. It seems like an odd coincidence that it's happened every single game in that exact same ban slot. Ember Spirit. Interesting. Okay, so they're going to be running... Alright, so this is going to get really interesting, because I believe ASDF is going to be running a very aggressive tri-lane with the Earthshaker, the Gyrocopter, and the Undying. Now, you don't have a lot of range in that tri-lane. The Earthshaker and Undying are obviously going to have to be a little further back to avoid just getting right-clicked down by the Rubik and the Witch Doctor. However, they've got a lot of kill potential, and if they... you know, if they get a fissure into a tombstone, okay, yeah, we're gonna remake, disconnect. I am going to, oh, okay, let's leave game, yes. Where are you, elevator man? Elevator, Where are you? Where are you? No, I can't find my, oh, there he is. Alright, invite to party. Play Dota. Lobby games. AD2L. Enter password. Okay. Broadcast channel. Create new channel. Yay! Alright, he's in there. We good. We Gucci. Oh, Pecorino. Alright. Well, let's change to all pick. And everybody's good to go. Let's go, 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 go. Alrighty, here we go. These frickin' stats guys, I tell ya. These stats guys, I tell ya. It's actually Reborn's fault because the slot that you get put in the casters, in the broadcast lobby, is dependent on who joined it first. And so if he, because Elevator joined the lobby before I did, he was put in the top spot of the broadcaster channel, which meant that he had camera control. So anyone watching in Dota TV would be getting his camera, not mine, which makes zero sense. I'm not sure why that's a thing, Valve, but anyways, so he tried to jump out and like rejoin the lobby, and while he was rejoining the lobby, we just started, so he wasn't even in the game. So now we're good, we're ready to go. Everyone has all picked the heroes that they are going to play, and we should be Gucci, friends. Should be good to go. Why's it taking so long? What is this? What is this? I've been added to a list on Twitter? What is a list? There's lists on Twitter.
Prepare for battle.
Man, I'm such a bad tweet twatter. I'm twiggity twat. I tweet twat twit. I'm a twit. I'm a twit. All right. Let's introduce the teams. Over on the side of Senix.DOTA, we've got Surf. Gonna be taking up that Witch Doctor. We've got Fox on the Phantom Lancer. Over on Rubik, we've got Worse. I'm gonna be taking that wonderful spell-stealing Magus. Oh, it's a mid-Tusk again! I'm so happy. Eiko gonna be taking the Tusky. I think you guys noticed I had the Tusk announcer going there. He is one of my favorite heroes of all time. I played him before he was cool. I played him mid long before Tusk was in the meta. Nobody was picking him when I was picking him. He's my hipster claim to Dota fame. We've got the offlane Korra being played.
30 seconds to battle.
Or offlane Queen of Pain being played by Korra. Yola Swagrico on the Gyrocopter over on the side of ASDF. Godhands going to be taking the Ember Spirit. We've got Earthshaker on Rilke. Santa at NASA on Undying, and Eleanor on the Shadow Fiend once again. So, LOL. Interesting.
The battle begins. Got it.
So they did this in game number 1,
structures are fortified.
where they put the Tusk in the mid lane, and they put the Queen of Pain on the off lane, and I'm not sure how it's going to work out this game, because this seems very much like something that you do once to throw your opponents off. It's like, oh, hey, they lane switched this. I didn't expect Co-op to be here. But now I think, like, having seen it, Eleanor should know how to play against this. And I mean, he did a decent job at dealing with the Tusk the first time around, but eventually the Tusk got to 6 and just started ganking, and that was it. But you know, I think he'll probably have a much better time this game, and I think he'll know what to expect, because the tempo of the game is different when Tusk is on the mid lane, because he hits 6 so much faster than he would in the off lane, and he has a lot more opportunities open to him. I mean, if he finds a haste rune or a double damage rune or something, things can just get out of control really, really quickly. And, you know, he runs to a side lane, finds a kill, and that's it. So, you know, like I said, the pace of the game is a lot different with a mid-Tusk, so you got to keep that in mind. But I think ASDF should know how to deal with this game, and will maybe have a different result than they did in game number 1. Anyways, so up in the top lane, it is an aggro lane like I expected, but once again, we're kind of seeing basically what I talked about earlier, which is that you've got 2 melee support heroes, which means that until a complete and utter... Whoa. Anyway, so Fox is in trouble. He does not have a doppelganger. He's going to try to run away. The tombstone is up, though. The zombies are chipping away at him, and it looks like Undying is ready to go on him under the tower. He turns around to throw a lance, but it's not going to be enough, and the magic one should keep him healed up enough. And there we go. Gyrocopter does enough damage to bring down the Witch Doctor as well. So great aggression coming out nice and early from Senix, and they do from ASDF, and they pick themselves up 2 really early kills. And you know, I think a lot of that had to do with Queen of Pain average win rate? Queen of Pain with Tusk win rate. Yeah, okay, so you get those 2 heroes on a team together, and they have a 65 to 70% win rate. That's really huge, actually. Yeah, that last engagement was really weird because Rubik kind of came up here, and he saw the Earthshaker here, but he at that point decided that he didn't want to go back. So he just kept walking this way, and that resulted in that huge fissure that locked him in the trees and got Phantom Lancer stuck on the wrong side of it, which resulted in him having to, like, or he got stuck down here, which meant that he had to, like, cut the tree to get out, and shit got really awkward. So I think that Rubik play really might have cost me. Ow. I am sorry, stream. I am sorry. Oh, jeez. I just got this terrible foot cramp. My foot is, like, locked up, my entire leg. Oh no. Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. Think of Dota. Think of nice thoughts. Think of Dota. Gyrocopter, 13 last hits, 1 kill. That is really good for a Gyrocopter. PL is going to TP bottom. Oh no. Okay, alright. Okay, it's done. Wow, that was terrible. I am sorry. Probably sounded hilarious. Oh, jeez. Alright. Don't cross your legs while casting Dota. Caster tips.
Worthy tribute.
If you're an amateur caster, get lots of potassium so your legs don't lock up. What? Said you don't want cramps, bitch. Alright, fight breaking out here. I think Surf is as good as dead. There's a tombstone. The Earthshaker's there to help out, but oh, they're going on the Shadow Fiend, but oh my god, that's a beautiful fissure. Can Korra find enough damage to bring down the SF? He can, and he blinks away. But the Tusk loses his life, and actually, Witch Doctor did get out of that. I thought the Witch Doctor was dead for sure over here, but they trade the Tusk for the SF, and I think that's a favorable trade for Senix. I mean, you know, Tusk, he is your mid laner, he is your core, you don't want him dying, but at the same time, if you can trade it for an SF who's starting to stack up souls and start getting towards those higher levels, that like level 8 that's so valuable where he has max Necromastery, then I think you take that trade. I think it's a good trade for your team, and especially considering the fact that they had to rotate supports and give PL a little bit of farm to make that happen. And I think that's a play they're going to be happy.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Fox is having a very hard time farming though. He's you know, he rotated down to this off lane to try to get away from that aggression, and instead they just rotate the Undying and the Gyrocopter down towards bottom lane anyways, and of course the Earthshaker is here as well, and now, I mean, they're in their own safe lane, which makes it even harder for Fox, so I think we might even see the Phantom Lancer rotate again, move up towards top. This is giving Korra a little bit of space, obviously, but the 1v1 of Ember versus Queen of Pain is not incredibly Quap favored. It is early levels when you can do things like this, but of course the Flame Guard is just so much stronger than any of Quap's nukes. I mean, she's got, unless you go max Scream of Pain, level 3 Scream of Pain only breaks level 2 Flame Guard. it did not break level 3. You don't, like, aside from her ulti, she doesn't have, actually, no, her ulti's pure damage, so it never touches the shield. So, oh, I'm talking about this matchup while SF is dying on the mid lane, and it looks like Tusk is going to escape that. Very narrowly, but he will escape with his life, and he's starting to bottle up. Tusk, the Undying throws a tombstone just to kind of secure that rune, make sure that Tusk can't escape out that way, but looks like the Rubik's just going to go and clear this out anyways. He's, oh, actually, this could be bad for Rubik. Uh-oh. Yeah, Soul Rip out on the, yeah. He can't do anything but laugh at that. Like, he sat there just trying to deal with the zombies. He's like, don't worry, I got the tombstone. And then that Soul Rip just sealed his fate. He was like, oh, crap, what have I done? I've made a terrible mistake. And bottom lane, looks like they went in on the gyrocopter, but were not able to crack him before the TP came out, and so Gyro gets away from that. I will stop laughing at stupid stuff and get back to catching some of these kills. But yeah, Flameguard just scales up so quickly that Queen of Pain gets to a point where she cannot deal with the Ember once it's up. And I mean, we see that right here. Like, Ember's just walking forward aggressively. Guap forced to blink away. She knows she can't fight this as well as she'd like to. And so just backs up to the tower and is going to continue farming away. I mean, Quap can survive this matchup, but she definitely can't thrive. She can't kill the Ember. She can't zone it out. Mid lane, Phantom Lancer was going for a bit of a rush onto the Undying there, but quickly ends it as he realizes he might be in over his head, and instead just going to keep farming. They're really struggling to find this PL farm. And I mean, you can see that on the charts here. The Tusk, who's mid, has more CS right now, and all 3 cores of ASDF are higher than the cores of Senix at this point. For any of you just recently tuning in, this top score finder is slightly off. This is a best of 5 series, and Senix.DOTA is 2 games up currently. So it is 2-0 in a best of 5. So this is obviously 1 more point until Senix wins, but ASDF would need 3 straight games at this point to come back and win this. They're looking for the Undying. Walrus Punch is going to go out, and Undying dies instantly before he can steal any strength and tank back up. Cooldown is going to go down. It's going to land on the Tusk. And will they be able to slow him down enough? No, the Fissure is blocking out the Gyro. If Gyro had even a sliver of room here to move, that Tusk, I feel, would have been dead. But he gets out, finds himself a rune, and that'll pop him right back up to full health.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Quap getting decent farm for herself here. I mean, she's still behind her other cores, and obviously the cores on the other team, but doing alright, and she's starting to get up there in terms of gold, so she can look for her first item, perhaps her power treads. I think that's probably where she's going to want to go. Of course, she does have her bottle already. If that chains had latched, that would have been a very scary situation for the Queen of Pain there, but pops off the haste rune and the bottle. If she chases down this Ember, she might be able to kill him. He does have a Remnant out, but his Remnant isn't too far away. Actually, he's just going to use that to TP back to base. Down on bottom, may have some aggression out here as the 2 supports are sitting there with Echo, as the PL just farms away on the mid lane. He just wants to start getting his items up. He's going to go for a Vlad to try to assist in his farming, just you know, kind of give him some early ability to move around and you know, farm the jungle and whatnot. Going in on the Undying again. Wow, the burst damage from this Tusk is just huge. Those phase boots adding a nice chunk of damage to him, and I mean, we're seeing this Undying who, you know, despite getting a couple early kills, is not all that tanky, and especially if he hasn't stolen any strength yet. If they can just keep finding him in these weird scenarios, they're just going to blow him up time and time again, and, you know, an Undying who's not killing isn't really doing anything, so... PL going to continue to farm away on this mid lane. Seems to be the only safe place for him to farm right now, but it is very dangerous for him to, well, I mean, it's not dangerous for him to stay here, but it's not going to be advantageous for him in the long run. I mean, you can't sustain mid farm, especially when there's like a Shadow Fiend and an Ember Spirit and a Gyrocopter roaming around that can just jump on you at any time. And, That said, though, I mean, he does have teammates that are moving around. They've got the invis up on the Tusk right now, and they really want to find some blood. They've laid down this nice aggressive ward so they can see in behind the tower here, and of course off to the side. So they have a lot of vision, and can they make a fight out of this? I mean, they've got this Undying coming up, and meanwhile, up on the top lane, I'm watching out for that kill mid, but Queen of Pain ends up dying to a Ember Spirit gank there.
Under attack.
Alright, Gyro, or Undying, getting in a lot of trouble here. The Snowball gonna chase him in. There's the punch, and boom, once again, they just blow him up. He did have one set of strength stolen, but that's only about 80 HP, and that's not gonna help you when those heroes are beating your face off, and there we go. So, 1-for-1 trade once again. I think ASDF got the higher priority target, but keeping that Undying locked down for the early game is going to mean quite a bit for Senix's late game. And you know, 5-5, considering how aggressive ASDF's opening is, if Senix can stall themselves out for long enough, they should be fine heading into the later portion of this game. But now, oh man, the Tusk, he keeps the PL alive for a second, but not long enough, and now Cora jumps in, actually kills the SF before he can get the Requiem off. And will they be able to find any more? TP in from, who is this? Oh, that was the Queen of Pain. She got stuck in the trees and just TP back to the tier 1. But so 2-for-1 exchange there, and they get the SF and the Ember Spirit in exchange for PL. I don't think you could ask for 2 better targets in a trade like that. So you get 2 kills and happy with it. So Senix actually looking a lot better than I expected. Like I said, very, very aggressive opening from ASDF. They wanted that aggro tri-lane to work out for them. They roamed around a lot. They put a lot of pressure on the map. And so far, they're not seeing huge dividends from it. I mean, they do have a farm advantage, but are they really going to be able to sustain that later in the game? They're not turning it into objectives quite yet. And I mean, we see a relatively patterned net worth chart here, as the Tusk is, you know, relatively even too, but behind the SF, and of course the same can be said of Queen of Pain versus Ember Spirit. Meanwhile, top lane, they're going in on the Ember. Can they pick him up? He looks like, no, he's out of remnants completely. If they can catch him, this will be huge, and they just need to land something. They just need some vision, but they don't have it quite yet.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tusk is up
Dire's
here.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, he doesn't...
Dire's structures are fortified.
I'm so confused. Ember's gonna get out. That's all I know.
Dire's middle
Meanwhile, on bottom
tower is
lane,
under
Queen
attack.
of Pain gets owned. I don't know, she must have just aggro blinked or something there, because I see no way
Dire's middle tower
that
has
Queen of Pain
fallen.
dies solo to a gyro unless there's some insane carelessness. She might have like just saw a bear creep wave and just blinked forward and then gotten caught by the rocket wave or something like that. First item bought on Mechanism, or first item bought on SF. 70% of games is a Mechanism. Wow. I didn't realize the mech build was that popular. It's a good stat though. It, I mean, it shows what people's mindset is when playing this hero. And I mean, I've had a lot of debates about this with my team because we've really been trying to figure out how to efficiently work in a Shadow Fiend to our draft. Because I'm a very aggressive Shadow Fiend player. I like to get a Blink Dagger and a BKB and just go for fights. I like to move around fights a lot and just deal as much damage as I can. And like, you know, I like to abuse stacks, get a really early level advantage, and just beat the crap out of you with it. Like that's kind of my mindset when I play Shadow Fiend. We got an engagement breaking out here. We'll get back to that in a second. The Cora went for an aggressive blink, and that's probably going to be the death of her. She's going to throw out the ultimate, but it only catches one. The cask is not going to bounce enough to save him. Now, Tusk is going in on this. He's got a DD, but is it enough? No, I don't think so. The mech heals up the Shadow Fiend, and they get 3. Easy. ASDF going to go in on this tower, and this tower is as good as dead. There we go. But yeah, I mean, this is exactly what the mech SF is supposed to do. I mean, you get 5 heroes together, you make the enemy team think they can fight you, and then you mech. And if they don't fight you, if they're smart and they stay back and they go, no, he's got a mech, we can't fight, then you just take their tower. And you take their buildings, and you just smack them around. And I mean, especially when you've had an opening like this, where the enemy's carry is shut down. Like, you know, obviously Fox has just gotten himself a kill there, and he's gotten himself this Vladimir's offering to kind of keep him nice and healthy as he moves around the map. He's still not a threat, really. Like, I know he just got a kill, but he's not you know, he doesn't have a Manta, he doesn't have a Diffusal Blade, he doesn't have true kill potential. And so if you can just take away all of his farming rate, use that mech to push down these tier 2s, get this one, and then cut off this map right across here, then, you know, PL's going to have a really rough game, and it's easy from that point. So the mech makes a lot of sense. I've been harping on that point for like 5 minutes, but there's a lot of factors involved, especially that Undying kill there. Because I'm like in the midst of saying, Phantom Blaster's not that dangerous, as he solo kills me. So, whatever, man. Whatever, man. It's like just your opinion, man. He's not that dangerous. Invisrune gonna get spotted out here, and Tusk is about to go have a field day. See if he can find blood with this. Are there any sentries from the Radiant side on this, in the mid-river? There are not, so he wants to just walk up and punch someone he can, but there are 5 heroes here. Actually, are there 5 heroes here? Where's the other one? Oh, Ember Town. So, yeah. Soon to be 5 heroes here, and they're ready to go on the tier 2, so maybe Tusk makes a play, but it's going to be hard to do. And this is the weakness of Senix's lineup right now, is that they've picked supports that can't really fight early. Like, maybe Witch Doctor gets a good Death Ward or something, but, you know, there's so much tank ability on ASDF side. They've got the Undying, who'll be standing up front. They've got the Gyrocopter, who's innately tanky and has built drums. And you've got the SF, who's got a mechanism. So it's going to be really hard to find a kill in this fight. And, you know, with the PL just kind of split pushing like he is, I don't know if Senix can really take any fights, and I mean, we see Worst just get exploded there. Like he never had a chance in hell. That's a stolen tombstone getting killed on BT dubs, and Invisrune going out on Echo. He should be able to walk away with that. They pop off the dust actually, and he gets spotted out. Ever goes for a jump forward. They're going to throw down the call down, and with the fissure, it lands, and Yolo Swagrico finds himself a kill. They're going to go in for that tier 2 tower, and it's going to fall pretty much without a question. The PL's just kind of chipping away at top, trying to maybe get himself some tower gold. But there's going to be a TP back from the Ember Spirit, and there's not much he can do. Jumps up to the cliff, and he's going to be gone. Interesting. So this is actually pathable now. If you can chop down your trees.
Middle tower has
fallen. I don't think that used to be pathable. Like it used to just be like this, and there was like a tree here, tree here, tree here, and so there is no way to jump on there. But now I think they've extended this path up there, so good spot to TP away on. I think that's a reborn mode too. Remember, click on a hero and then like click on their portrait. Sometimes it just like jerks off to the side and then recenters on them.
Tower is under attack.
Watch this. Okay, now it's not doing it. I've noticed it a couple times tonight. When I click on the portrait, it just like jerks the camera over to the side and then flings it back over to them. So I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, top lane. Tier 2 tower going to go down. They're going to trade it for... Oh, they were going to trade it for a Tier 1, but that doesn't end up happening. And the Tier 1 is still lives. So only one tower gone on the Radiant side so far. And they're looking to make a fight out of mid. Tusk is going to go for a little bit of a snowball ride here, but he is as good as dead when he pops out of that. And there we go. Gets a punch out on the Undying, but dies anyways. And oh my god, the long jumps from the Ember Spirit. He wants blood, and he might find it on Surf. No! Gets tossed back, and Surf survives with a small fraction of HP. But is this going to be high ground? It looks like ASDF's ready to go. They're healing up. They've got a small, pathetic wave of creeps, but they've got another fresh one coming in right behind it. And looks like they're going to go. They dropped the tombstone. They're going aggro. They want to end this game quick. No more 80-minute games for them. And I think rightfully so. The faster and harder you can hit, the better. And this tower is brought down to less than half its life points. You know, the thing about all of this, too, is that, you know, some of you might be looking at this game as though, oh, Senix just has to hold on, they just have to wait for their carry to come online. But the reality of the fact is that on top of ASDF doing all of this early pressure and hitting so hard and fast early, I think they still have a better late game. They have a Shadow Fiend, they have an Ember Spirit, and they have a Gyrocopter against, what, a PL and potentially a Quap? The Tusk hasn't done what he needs to this game. The reason Tusk won them the game in game number 1 was because he was actively ganking, he was crushing every single lane, and he had, what, I think 5 to 7 kills in the first 10 minutes. It was actually absurd how strong the Tusk was. But now he's 2-4 and is having a hard time finishing his BKB. Well, ASDF is miles ahead in net worth, miles ahead in XP, and they're now taking a Roshan. Like, I think at this point, regardless of what the PL does, even if he gets a Diffusal Blade, even if he starts fighting, he's gonna show up to fights and get blown up.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Roshan has fallen.
Of course, Ember here to deflect the pressure once again. He has been on the scene of pretty much every push this game. It's been the primary reason that ASDF has only lost 2 towers. You know, a couple times they probably would have traded towers, but you know, Ember made sure he was there, and now they've got an Aegis and they're going high ground, baby. This could very well be it. I mean, I could realistically see Senix GGing this game if they lose a Rax here. So we'll see how this fight goes, but it's looking very much in favor of ASDF as this creep wave approaches the base.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
See how it plays out here. They're doing a little bit of chip damage here and there where they can, but they don't have a creep wave to tank it up for them, so gotta be careful about their positioning. Ember just wreaking havoc up on the top lane. It looks like he's actually gonna die. And actually a wasted Death Ward there, as I think the Death Ward went off after the Ember died. But they find a kill on the Ember anyways. The fight's breaking out mid. SF's Aegis is going to get popped immediately, and there goes the Undying as well. Can they survive long enough to make this fight happen? No. The Echo Slam goes out and finishes off 2. They find 3 in the Rubik and 4 on the Witch Doctor. The Battle Lancer's here, but what's he going to do? There are 3 people knocking at their door, breaking their tier 3 towers, and attack door protection? Temporarily they did, but that goes out, heals everything up, and this is going to be a set of racks, guaranteed. The Phantom Lancer tries to TP in, but decides it's a bad idea. They're going to fortify, the supports will come up, but I don't think it matters. They get this racks, regardless of what they do here. Are they back out? They are indeed, and there's the Diffusal Blade up onto the Gyro. Can they hold him down long enough? No, the Ember! Oh my god, that damage! Absolutely sickening. And they find a kill. The Witch Doctor's on the outside of the base trying to pull the attention away, but they are focused on one thing and one thing only, and that is this barracks. The Shadow Fiend's ulti is going to get cancelled out for a second, but oh my god, is he going to get the Rex? Oh no, 19 HP. The Ember wants to go back for it, but he cannot find it. The PL buyback is doing work here. He's already accumulated over 1,000 gold with that buyback, and I think he's actually rolling in the green after that buyback play there. So they hold, and their racks will regenerate. So you know, Senix, hold on for dear life. But how long can they last? I mean, ASDF, they have the potential to do that all over again. The Gyro TP'd out earlier, and he's been farming ever since. The you know, there's still gonna be that mech. There's gonna be a Battle Fury up on the Ember when he respawns, and we're getting dangerously close to an Earthshaker for them. So I honestly think that once the entirety of ASDF is up again, they just walk right down back mid, or walk right back down mid, and just break things. Walk into your house, break your lamp, smash your TV, golf club to everything. 12k net worth advantage and 7,500 in terms of XP. So ASDF is definitely off to a good start in this game. And I mean, you can visibly see it just glancing at this. You see a lot more impressive items over here. You see Black King bars, you see the Sanjayashi, you see Boots Travel. On the other side, there's a cloak, there's an Ogre Club, there's actually Quap has negatives now, which is quite impressive. But you know, Shadow Amulet, like, nothing's complete on Senix. They need a lot more time and space to actively be able to fight this, and they just aren't finding it quite yet. But anyways, back up into the base. There's the tombstone, like I mentioned. And looks like Cora wanted to throw an ultimate. She's going to back up for now. But, oh, Rubik going to be the first casualty of war, and he never stood a chance. Racks are going to go down. Are they going to stay around for the ranged? They should. Yeah, they are. Range goes down, and that's one set of racks. Can Senix chase? I don't think they can, really. Yeah, they're going to walk in, clear out the tombstone, maybe look for stragglers on the way out. The Ember TP'd out, but yeah, they're gone. They are gone. Senix is now at a even worse deficit. We were, like I said, like, I don't know, like, even if they get the PL online, even if maybe they take a Roche or something, like, I mean, that was how they won in game number 1. Like, game number 1, if they were losing, it wasn't like an absolute stomp, it wasn't as bad as this, but they were definitely losing, and they smoked into Roche, they sniped it, and then they took a fight immediately after, using the Roshan, or, well, using the Aegis, and got a bunch of kills out of it, and that was what turned the game for them in game number 1, so maybe they can pull something like that, but I think if you let this game go past like 35-40 minutes, which is coming up pretty close, this game gets very, very ugly for Senix. But they're looking to go here as, oh, Tusk comes in from behind but gets picked off by the Earthshaker, and Cora has no way out of this one. Gets locked in place, obviously cannot blink with the Searing Chains on her, and that is 3 kills right up front, and ASDF, they've got 2 cores down, and they're going to head straight for the base. And there's buybacks on the Quap and the Tusk, but once again, I don't think they care. They're in pretty good health. They've got, well, most of them have mana. There's a Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker, but he doesn't have the Echo Slam, but what the hell ever. Roshan, stupid Roche Clock. They can still chip this out. I mean, I think they go on the next wave when they have a Tombstone. Actually, wait, this one is... Oh, not Siege. Oh. I think they wait until they have Tombstone, until they have... Yeah, they've got pretty much everything else that they need. They're missing an Echo Slam, but whatever, I think they go without it. Like I said, they just want to crunch this game as quick as possible. They know that Fox is really good at farming, and I mean, we see that already. Like, despite all the pressure he's been under, he's still 4-3-3 with 175 CS, and if they let him get enough space, he will do work on this Phantom Lancer, and like I said, I think the cores on the other team will outcarry eventually, but there might be a sweet spot timing, right around like 33 minutes or something, if Fox can get this BKB up and just come to a fight and crunch, that Senix may be able to just swing this game completely wildly in the other direction, but they have to execute absolutely perfectly, and it's a very, very small window. They're still facing a lot of pressure at their base. They just missed the siege creep wave, so they won't be able to have a siege creep with their next play. But smoke up from 4 of them. They're waiting to sit behind the Shadow Fiend. They're actually showing the Shadow Fiend so that they can jump in and maybe pick off Tusk. And beautifully so, they jump right in. They get the Tusker, and Senix responds, so they come back in. And maybe they're going to get the Witch Doctor as well, as he's sitting there trying to channel with the Death Lord. It does next to nothing. Witch Doctor is going to fall buyback from the Tusk, but is he going to be able to do anything here? The Queen of Pain, she's going to get picked off by the Fissure, and that's going to be it. Tusk goes down as well, and I think we might be seeing the GG here soon, folks. Double damage on the Ember Spirit was more than enough to clean up that fight. He had the Desolator, and that's going to be it. Aiko calls the GG, so we are going to be going to a game number 4, friends. Something that I'll be honest with you, I did not completely expect, but ASDF goes hard on their aggression, crushes towers early, and take a relatively quick game. I think they ended that before 30 minutes, so beautifully played by them. They knew what they were doing. They knew how to get in there. They knew how to just kind of crunch Senix's lineup, and they knew... And the most important thing, I think, is that Senix picked a lineup that needed to snowball. And so ASDF did the exact thing that they should have done, which was prevent them from snowballing. Get kills early, push towers down, and make sure that Fox never gets the chance to farm up all the gold that he needs to come and fight you. And, I mean, they did it beautifully. So, Anyways, that was game number 3, my friends. We're going to be heading to game number 4 in this best of 5 series for the grand finals of the AD2L Season 8 Grand Championship. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. We will be back in just a few moments after we reset the lobby, and I have taken another trip to the bathroom. Cheers!